One quiet moment, one familiar face, and suddenly, every wall Amy spent years building comes crashing down. Heartland Season 20 Episode 1 doesn't ease you and it hits straight in the heart, reminding us that some love never leaves, no matter how much time has passed. The episode begins with a calm that feels almost too peaceful, the kind of calm that makes you uneasy without knowing why. Life at the ranch looks normal on the surface. The horses are there, the land feels steady, and Amy appears strong, focused, and in control. But beneath that calm is a heavy silence. This episode is not loud. It does not rush. Instead, it slowly pulls the audience into Amy's inner world, where old wounds have never truly healed. You can feel that something is about to shift. Even before it happens, Amy moves through her day like someone who has learned how to survive pain, not erase it. Every small moment feels loaded, as if the past is standing just out of sight. Then it happens. T's return is not dramatic or sudden. It is quiet, almost gentle, which makes it even more powerful. There is no build-up music, no big reaction. At first, just Amy seeing the one person she thought she had lost forever. In that moment, time feels like it stops. The years of grief, strength, and forced healing collapse into one look. Her face says everything she cannot put into words. This scene reminds us that grief doesn't disappear when life moves forward. It waits, and when it comes back, it comes back strong. Amy's reaction is what makes this moment unforgettable. She does not scream or fall apart right away. Instead, her pain shows in the smallest details. Her breathing changes. Her eyes fill with emotion she has been holding back for years. This is not just about seeing Ty again. It is about everything she never got to say. It is about the future she imagined that never happened. Amy has spent so long trying to be strong for her family, for her daughter, and for herself. She learned how to carry her loss quietly, but T's return breaks that balance. All the strength she built suddenly feels fragile. Her heart is torn between the life she has accepted and the love she never stopped carrying. This reaction feels real because it is not perfect or clean. It is messy and painful. Just like real grief, Amy's face shows confusion, longing, and fear all at once. Fear that if she lets herself feel this again, she might break. This moment proves that healing does not mean forgetting. It means learning how to live with pain. And when the past returns, even the strongest people can feel weak again. T's presence carries a weight that fills the entire episode. His return is not treated as a simple memory or a quick moment. It feels personal, intimate, and deeply connected to Amy's heart. Whether this return is real, imagined, or emotional, it does not matter in that moment. What matters is how it affects Amy. Ty represents safety, love, and a version of Amy that existed before loss changed her. Seeing him again forces her to face emotions she has been avoiding. It reminds her of who she was when love felt complete. This is why the scene hits so hard. Ty is not just a person from her past. He is a symbol of everything she lost and everything she still wants deep down. The episode makes it clear that T's influence is not gone even after all this time. He still shapes Amy's choices, her fears, and her hopes. This moment tells the audience that Season 20 is not about moving on easily. It is about understanding that some bonds never truly break. T's return opens emotional doors Amy may not be ready to walk through, but cannot ignore anymore. The ranch and the family around Amy quietly reflect her inner storm. No one needs to say much. The looks, the pauses, and the silence speak louder than words. The ranch has always been a place of healing, but now it feels heavy with memory. Every corner holds reminders of the past. Amy stands in a place that has seen her happiest moments and her deepest pain. This contrast makes her reaction even stronger. The episode uses stillness to its advantage. Instead of rushing through emotions, it lets them sit. The audience is given time to feel everything with Amy. This approach makes the episode feel personal, almost intimate, by the end of episode 1. It is clear that season 20 will not shy away from emotional truth. Amy's journey is far from over. T's return, in whatever form it takes, has reopened a chapter she thought was closed. This episode sets the tone for a season focused on love, loss, and the slow, painful process of facing the past. Heartland proves once again that its greatest strength is not drama, but honesty. Amy's emotional reaction in this episode feels different from anything we have seen before. Because it is not sudden or dramatic, it is slow, quiet, and deeply personal. She has spent years learning how to live with loss, turning pain into routine and memories into silence. On the outside, she looks steady. She works, she cares for her family, she raises her daughter, and she keeps the ranch moving forward. But inside, that loss has never truly settled. It has only learned how to stay hidden. This episode allows the audience to finally see what Amy has been carrying alone for so long. When T's presence comes back into her world, it does not shock her into tears right away. Instead, it pulls something loose inside her. The control she worked so hard to build begins to slip, and that is what makes this moment so powerful. Amy's face tells a story before she ever reacts. There is disbelief first, followed by a soft panic, like her heart is trying to decide whether this moment is real or something her mind created. Her body language shows hesitation. Not because she doesn't want to feel, but because she is afraid of what will happen if she does. She has learned how dangerous it is to open that door again. Ty represents a time when her life felt complete, when love was safe and the future felt clear. Seeing him again brings all of that back at once, and Amy is not prepared for it. This reaction is not just about missing him. It is about everything that ended when he was gone, dreams, plans, and a version of herself that no longer exists. What makes this scene hit so hard is how real it feels. Amy does not break down in a way meant to impress the audience. Her pain is quiet, heavy, and deeply rooted. She looks like someone trying to breathe while drowning in memory. The show allows her grief to exist without rushing it, and that choice makes the moment honest. Amy's strength has always been about survival, not healing. She learned how to keep going, not how to let go. This episode shows that those two things are not the same. Even after all this time, her heart still responds to Ty in a way nothing else can. That kind of love does not fade just because life demands it. This reaction also reveals how lonely Amy's journey has been. While her family has supported her, no one truly understands the depth of what she lost. Ty was her partner, her safe place, and the one person who saw every side of her. Losing him forced Amy to grow up fast, to become stronger than she ever wanted to be. But strength came at a cost. She had to lock away parts of herself just to survive. In this episode, those locked away emotions come rushing back. Amy is no longer just a woman moving forward. She is someone standing face to face with the past she never fully faced. There is also guilt hidden in her reaction. Guilt for still loving him, guilt for trying to move on, guilt for moments when life felt happy again. This mix of emotions makes her pain even heavier. She is not only grieving Ty, she is grieving the life they were supposed to have and the person she was when she believed in it. This moment shows that healing is not a straight path. It bends, breaks, and sometimes circles back. Amy's reaction reminds the audience that time does not erase love. It only teaches us how to live beside it. By the end of this section, it becomes clear that Amy's emotional journey in season 20 will not be easy or simple. T's return has reopened wounds she thought were scarred over. She can no longer pretend that she has fully moved on. This episode does not give answers. It gives truth. Amy is still hurting, still loving, and still trying to understand how to live with a heart that never truly said goodbye. T's return carries a heavy emotional meaning that goes far beyond his physical presence. This moment is not written to shock the audience with surprise, but to quietly force Amy to confront feelings she has kept buried for years. Ty represents a chapter of her life that never truly ended, only paused by loss. When he reappears, Everything Amy believed she had accepted is suddenly questioned. The episode makes it clear that this is not about reopening old wounds for drama. It is about showing how deeply love can stay rooted in someone's heart, even when life moves on around it. Ty is not just a memory that fades in and out. He is still part of who Amy is, shaping her choices in ways she may not even realize. What makes Ty's return so powerful is how natural it feels within Amy's emotional world. This is not a fantasy or an escape. It feels like a confrontation with truth. Amy has spent years building a life where Ty exists quietly in the background, present in memories, but not allowed to interrupt her daily strength. Seeing him again forces her to face the fact that she never truly said goodbye in her heart. There were words left unspoken, moments unfinished, and feelings unresolved. Ty's presence brings all of that back at once, and Amy is left standing between what was and what is. This emotional conflict is what defines this part of the episode. Ty also symbolizes safety for Amy. He was the one person who understood her completely, without explanation or effort. With him, she did not have to be strong all the time. His return reminds her of a version of connection, leaves a space that nothing else can fully fill. The episode does not suggest that Amy has failed at moving forward. Instead, it shows that moving forward does not mean replacing what was lost. Ty's return highlights how rare and irreplaceable that bond truly was. There is also a sense of fear tied to this moment. Amy is afraid of what Ty's return might mean for her future. Not because she doubts her current life, but because she knows how easily her heart can be pulled back into that space. Loving Ty was never complicated for her. It was easy and natural. Losing him forced her to learn how to live without that ease. Seeing him again threatens to undo the careful balance she has created. This fear is quiet but powerful, and it sits behind every look and pause in this episode. The episode uses Ty's presence to explore the idea that love does not follow rules. Amy did everything she was supposed to do. She grieved, she healed, and she continued living. Yet her heart still reacts to Ty as if no time has passed. This does not mean she is stuck in the past. It means that love leaves a mark that never fully fades. Ty's return challenges the idea that closure is something you simply achieve and move past. Sometimes closure is not about ending feelings, but about learning how to live with them. This section also hints at how Ty's influence will continue throughout the season. Even if he is not physically present in every episode, his impact on Amy's choices will be. He represents the emotional standard she measures everything against, whether she wants to or not. This makes her journey more complex and honest. Amy is not choosing between past and future. She is trying to find a way to honor both without losing herself. By the end of this section, it becomes clear that Ty's return is not meant to rewrite history, but to deepen Amy's story. It forces her to face the truth that some loves never stop shaping us. They become part of who we are, guiding us even when they are no longer beside us. This realization sets the emotional direction for the rest of the season, making it clear that Amy's journey is about understanding her heart, not running from it. The ranch itself feels different in this episode, almost like it is carrying the same weight Amy is feeling inside. Heartland has always been a place of comfort and healing, but now it holds memories that refuse to stay quiet. Every familiar space seems filled with moments from the past, moments Amy never truly left behind. As she walks through the ranch, there is a sense that she is not just moving through her present life, but also through the echoes of everything she once shared with Ty. The land has seen her happiest days and her most painful ones, and this contrast makes her emotional struggle even stronger. The episode uses this setting to reflect Amy's inner conflict without needing words. The people around Amy sense the shift immediately. Even when she does not explain what she is feeling, her family notices the change in her energy. The way she pauses, the way she looks lost in thought, and the way her focus slips all speak louder than dialogue. No one pushes her for answers, and that silence becomes powerful. It shows respect for her pain and acknowledges that some emotions cannot be explained easily. This quiet support highlights how deeply connected the family is. Even when they do not fully understand what Amy is going through, they feel her pain without needing to name it. This episode also shows how loneliness can exist even when you are surrounded by people who love you. Amy is not alone, yet she feels isolated in her emotions. The loss she carries is deeply personal, and T's return brings that isolation back to the surface. The wrench, usually a place where problems are worked through together, becomes a space where Amy has to face her feelings on her own. This is not because she does not trust her family, but because some pain belongs only to the person who lived it. The episode respects that truth and allows Amy to sit with her emotions without forcing resolution. The pacing of this section is slow, and that choice matters. Instead of rushing Amy toward clarity, the story lets her exist in confusion. She is not sure what T's return means, and she is not ready to decide how it fits into her life. The episode allows that uncertainty to breathe. It reminds the audience that emotional growth is not about quick answers, but about allowing yourself to feel before you understand. Amy's journey here is about honesty, not strength. She's no longer pretending that she is unaffected. There is also a sense that the ranch itself is asking Amy to confront the truth she has been avoiding. This place has always represented home, stability, and identity for her. Facing T's return in this setting makes it impossible to separate the past from the present. It forces Amy to realize that her history is not something she can keep locked away. That lives in the land, in the people, and in herself. This realization is painful, but it is also necessary for her growth moving forward. By the end of this section, it becomes clear that season 20 is not about dramatic twists, but about emotional depth. The ranch and the family are not just background elements, they are active parts of Amy's healing and struggle. This episode shows that true strength is not always about holding it together. Sometimes it is about allowing yourself to feel everything you tried so hard to avoid. Amy is standing at the beginning of a journey that will force her to face love, loss, and identity all over again. And this time, she cannot do it by pretending the past no longer matters. The reaction from fans to this episode was immediate and intense because it touched something deeply personal for anyone who has followed Amy's journey for years. This was not just another emotional scene. It felt like the show reached back into its own history and reminded viewers why they became so attached to these characters in the first place. For many fans, T's return reopened feelings they thought they had already processed. Watching Amy face the pain again made people reflect on their own experiences with love and loss. That is why this moment spread so quickly across discussions and fan spaces. It did not feel forced or dramatic. It felt honest. Longtime viewers understood instantly that this scene was not meant to undo the past, but to honor it. Many fans pointed out how realistic Amy's reaction was. She did not act like someone who suddenly got answers or closure. She acted like someone who had been surviving, not healing. That distinction mattered. People connected with the way Amy froze emotionally, caught between memory and reality. For fans who have grown up with this show, Amy's pain felt familiar, almost shared. It reminded them of earlier seasons when love felt simple and the future felt certain. Before loss changed everything, there was also a strong emotional divide among fans. Some felt comforted by T's return, seeing it as a reminder that love never truly disappears. Others found it painful because it reopened wounds they believed had already closed. This split reaction proves how powerful the scene was. It did not give viewers one clear emotion to feel. It allowed them to feel many things at once. Sadness, warmth, longing, and confusion all existed together, just like they did for Amy. That emotional complexity is rare, and fans recognized it immediately. Many viewers praised the quiet way the episode handled this moment. There was no need for big speeches or dramatic music. The silence spoke louder than words. Fans noticed the small details, Like Amy's hesitation, her distant look, and the way her body language changed. These details made the scene feel real instead of scripted. People felt like they were watching a private moment, not a performance. That level of intimacy created a strong emotional response and made the episode unforgettable. This reaction also reignited conversations about Amy and T's relationship. Fans began revisiting old episodes, memories, and moments that defined their bond. It reminded everyone how deeply rooted that love story was in the heart of the show. Even viewers who accepted T's loss felt the weight of his presence again. It showed that his impact on the story was never truly gone. The audience realized that Amy's heart has always carried him with her, even when the show moved forward. By the end of these discussions, one thing became clear. This episode did exactly what Heartland has always done best. It connected emotionally. Without needing spectacle, fans did not just watch this episode. They felt it. They talked about it, shared it, and carried it with them. That reaction proves why this scene mattered so much. It was not about bringing back the past. It was about showing that love, once deeply felt, never really leaves. This episode clearly sets the emotional direction for the rest of the season, making it obvious that season 20 will focus more on inner conflict than outward drama. Amy's journey moving forward is no longer about simply keeping life stable. It is about understanding what she truly feels and why those feelings still have power over her. T's return, in whatever form it exists, changes the emotional ground beneath her feet. It forces her to slow down and question whether she has been living in a way that honors her heart or only protects it. This shift is important because it marks a turning point in how Amy approaches her life, her relationships, and herself. Amy has spent a long time choosing strength over vulnerability. That choice helped her survive, but it also kept parts of her closed off. Season 20 appears ready to challenge that pattern. The episode suggests that Amy can no longer avoid difficult emotions by staying busy or focused on responsibility. T's presence has reminded her that some feelings demand attention. They cannot be